All right, it is the day of red responses. So here we go. We are back with my old friend, Mr. Red Thunder. He said, why did Obama give $170 billion to Iran before he left? That money could buy gliders for Hamas, causing a Palestinian genocide. Well, let me just break it down to you a little bit there, Mr. Red Thunder. The $170 billion with the why Obama gave it to him. Obama didn't give him shit. There was this organization called the JCPOA. As you would say, it's a JCPOA. It was an international agreement, right, with about 9 world powers, and the U.S. being one of them world powers. And they were basically babysitting all these assets that were seized that belonged to Iran. Now, they were Iran's assets, not cash, assets like buildings and all this other fun stuff. And they were seized to force them into the Iran nuclear deal, so it would stop them from making nuclear weapons, you know, those big things that blow everything up and like hurt lots of people in one shot. Well, because they were abiding by the nuclear plan and they weren't doing any nuclear weapons or nothing because they were being good little terrorists, the JCPOA decided they were going to unfreeze the assets. That had very little to do with Mr. Obama, or as you say, Mr. Trader, Mr. whatever you used to call him. Anyway, that had nothing really to do with him. This was these 9 superpowers that actually did that. But, you know, you MAGA people, you have this problem with fact and fiction, and you kind of tend to run with the conspiracy side of it, like you saying that gave Hamas caused the Palestinian genocide. And you're right, Hamas did cause the Palestinian genocide. That had nothing to do with Obama. You remember the time when James Comey was fired? You know, when Mr. Orange Balls of Steel, like, fired him over the news because, see, Comey was doing his job and he was down in Virginia talking to the FBI because that was part of his job. And they were doing the meeting, and on the TV right behind him was your big orange bloated Cheeto leader filling his diapers, tough talking, firing James Comey, talking about firing him when he was in a meeting. And that's kind of how he found out he was fired from your orange Cheeto chicken shit, not even giving him a call because, you know, he's such a badass. You know, he was grabbing himself by the meow. Anyway, the day after that, he had these 2 folks that were, his Uncle Vlad, his buddies, Sergei Lavrov. It sounds like lollipop, but it's Lavrov. He's a real big badass for Russia. He's Vladimir Putin's right-hand guy, and he's a funny fella that goes on TV and talks about the Ukrainian war, the guy who looks like the guy from the Munsters. Yeah, that's him. He was in that picture in the Oval Office the day after James Comey was fired. If you remember correctly, the only sorry, shit, I did it again with the 3-syllable words. The people who write stuff, those people. The only people who write stuff were directly from Russia's state TV, which is working for Vladimir Putin. They were the only people in the room with these 2 Russians and your bloated Cheeto diaper Donald, and they put out that picture on Russian TV, and the American the American writers saw it and put it on our TV and let us know what was going on because, see, your diaper Don was trying to hide all that shit from everybody. So what he did was he had them fellers over, and some of the information that came out is he gave them Israeli defense secrets in that meeting. And that was bragged about on Russian state TV, that they got these Israeli defense secrets. Now Russia, they buy all this stuff and they support Iran. Iran is the one that supports Hamas. Now, Hamas, they's the ones in the old 1980 Toyota pickup trucks. You know them pick 'em up trucks that they drive around in because they're so technologically advanced, and they were actually somehow got around this real big badass defense system that Israel has. So I would think that they kind of had some hints on how to get in there without people knowing they were going to attack. And the only way they could have done that isn't from Obama. Is from the stuff that Cheeto gave to his Uncle Vladdy through his buddies that were in the White House the day after Comey was fired. So if you follow the bouncing ball, you know, you got two Russians with Israeli defense secrets giving it to Iran, who's giving it to Hamas. And they didn't have to go out and buy gliders because Russia gave them all the military crap that they need to carry out the attacks. And the funniest thing is, you know, when Hamas attacked Israel, and the Republicans make sure Israel keeps getting money to keep bombing the innocent Palestinians because Hamas is underground in them tunnels and stuff. You know, there's a lot of secrets that were given out on that too. And just like Ukraine secrets were given out too directly to them people because that orange cheetah needs money, so he just sold them all. It was garage sale of national security worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Even our allies as friends. I didn't know if you knew what that meant, but yeah, even sold out our friends. So when you're thinking about this, Mr. Red Thunder, I know you all love to blame Obama, you know, because he's a tan gentleman. Yeah, he had nothing to do with it, but it's all right because if you take both of your hands and you reach back real far, you can effectively pull your head out of your ass and do some homework for yourself, because you will find all this crap you're spewing kind of bullshit. But it's all right because your bubble is comfortable. You got lots of room in there between, you know, your friends and all the air and the nothing up here. There's a lot of room so you guys can move around and your brain can go a little different directions, and you can come up with all sorts of crazy shit and put it up on people's posts thinking that you know what you're talking about, but you really don't. So it's all right because when you look at the big picture, you know, the big picture, I will always try and keep the 2-syllable words just for you, so you understand where I'm coming from. Got me? Have a nice day, dipshit.